Hello, and welcome to the In the Beginning official YouTube channel. This is Imperialism, and today I'll be explaining a few things for developers who have just joined the mod, or for anyone who is interested in how the development process works in the mod. I'll be explaining that in this video. Obviously, in order to become a developer for In the Beginning, the first thing you need to do is fill out an application for whichever development role you would like to fill. If you are hoping to join as multiple different roles other than just one, that can be discussed once you're added to the team. Once you apply, after about a few days usually, you'll get a DM from a Centurion regarding what region you might be interested in, or just a few things to clarify before you can get your development roles and be introduced to the team in the Discord. After being accepted into the team, new devs are usually given an introduction in our lounge, where devs chat about all kinds of different things, and the new dev will be directed towards the channel where their area of development is based. But I'll touch on that more later on. Devs are also recommended to read the Dev Bible, which is a pretty hefty document that is often updated to document our sort of regulations for the innovating development process. It explains things like the different roles in the server, what each role does. That documents different coding things you can use to be efficient, how we should research what to focus on working on a mod of our scope, how to handle custom mechanics, uh, classic development roles such as the no free factories are explained in this document. Before I go into each individual dev role, there is some vocabulary that is necessary to know going forward. Centurions are the lead devs who make up the lead council. Rather than have one lead dev, we have many who work together to vote on different issues and decide things related to the mod. The consul, currently myself, is the head of this lead council and represents the mod in official settings, though has no real special power as a lead dev other than breaking a tie in a Centurion vote and handling some of the admin work that goes on behind the scenes. Before devs are given the dev roles, which I'll be explaining, they will start out as disciplios, and then they'll be promoted to junior devs. Disciplio is a trial role in which Centurions will take usually a week or maybe up to a month to decide if a dev is devoted to the mod and not someone who just joined and lost interest immediately, and they could be promoted to a junior dev. Junior devs are promoted to one of the following dev roles after they show solid work in their applicable development process and have proven to the Centurion that is overlooking their content that they are able to do the expected role that they have applied for. At this point, I'll put timestamps on screen for each specific development role as I explain the process that a new dev will take in each role, and the information regarding how development works if you are one of those roles. First up is the researcher role, also known as Historicus. Researchers make up a very important role in the mod in that they are responsible for creating Google Docs or providing sources that coders can use to actually implement all the content in the mod. Some researchers will even use their historical knowledge along with a program such as Draw.io is what we use a lot to create diagrams for event chains or focus trees that a coder will then implement. When first admitted into the mod, a researcher will be directed to one of the vicarious zones. These are Zone A, B, C, and D. Each one correlates to a geographic region, which is our method of organizing development into zones. Each one has 2 or 1 Centurion, which will overlook development and sort of head those individual teams. Your Centurion will approve any content you wish to work on and will serve as a guide through the development process. You will also be expected to work with the other members of your zone on content that applies to multiple nations, or if more than one person is working on a nation, you would work together with that other person. Sometimes researchers will be asked to use a program like Draw.io, as I mentioned, to create a focus tree or event diagram that coders can use to implement in-game without having to do some of the work involved in researching. Researchers are oftentimes paired with coders to work on a team in one nation or to work together on some different types of content. Moving on to the next role, coders, like researchers, will be directed to a zone when they first join the team. Coders will be able to discuss with their Centurion what content they want to work on. Some of the more highly skilled coders are welcome to join the Vicarious Machina, which works on custom mechanics. Most coders will be in a zone with researchers and will work with the other devs in a zone to create content for a certain nation. Coders will either work with a researcher who will design the content the coder will add in, or a coder will be doing some of the research on their own and adding in content accordingly. Coders are encouraged to read the Dev Bible for some of the rules that exist for coding, along with different documentation we have to create optimized code, given the scope of the project. On to two of our other roles. Artists and writers have very similar methods of development in the team. When first approved into the team, they will be introduced to their area of development. Unlike coders and researchers, writers and artists don't have zones for geographic content, rather they have their own Discord channel for things related to their development area. Artists have the GFX studio and writers have Writer's Corner. There are documents pinned in both of these channels for different things like the system of requests and Google Sheets that is used, where both artists and writers use a system in which devs can request different things that will appear in a Google Sheet, and then the artist or writer can mark that they're working on it, and then whenever they finish it, they will ping the dev who requested it, and they will give them either the Google Doc with whatever writing they did, or they can send the portrait focus icon if they're an artist. Artists especially have some higher standards which are outlined in the Dev Bible, and them, along with writers, will be subject to the Centurion's approval on their content. The last role in the development team is playtesters. While not necessarily directly involved with actually creating content, playtesters are something we desperately need and are very important in being able to create a fluid and smooth experience. Once approved as a playtester, playtesters will have the opportunity to either be attached to a zone, like a coder or researcher, or test the mod as they please, without necessarily massive oversight from a Centurion. As of right now, there isn't a lot set up, but eventually the EdBot, which is the official End of a New Beginning bot, will have a function for playtesters to report bugs that will create a sort of pre-made message which will list sort of the zone, who's reporting the bug, what the bug is, how it should be fixed, and so on. Currently, playtesters can follow the format that I'll show here to report bugs that they find, though the playtester dev role as of the making of this video is not available to apply for yet. I hope this video has been able to clear up any confusion for those who are new to the dev team, or gave those who are wondering about information on how the dev team works some more information on that. As always, I encourage anyone who is interested in any of these roles to apply, no matter your skill level. We run a coding school, and everyone is more than willing to help out people in learning to mod, whether that be in GFX or coding, even researching. Keep an eye out in the End Beginning YouTube channel for new content that will be coming soon.